going to pull in a sort of bigger part of the story. A lot of the context of this immigration ban, travel ban, all the various forms of what has come out of the Trump administration are at the end of the day about people and people's stories. And those stories are many here in Israel as well. And here to talk a little bit about his personal story, an Eritrean political and humanitarian activist right here in Israel, Haile Mengisab. Thanks very much for being here. So I just wonder, we're talking about a different situation, different country, different rules, but when you see what's happening in the United States, particularly these new memos, what goes through your mind?
As far as I understood, all the executive order which has been ongoing, I haven't seen anything on the ground, but still politically, it's a political ploy, at least to expel 11 million people from Mexico or some other countries who illegally reside in America at the cost of billions of dollars, while America has to do a number of donations to war displaced people instead of those who are already within America has to live a normal life like ordinary person deserves. But I don't think this policy will come to effect. Otherwise, America will have another phase that they haven't ever expected in their life at all.
The million-dollar question. So tell us a little bit about your personal story, how you made it from Eritrea to here, what your experience has been.
My name is Haile Mengisab. I have stated it before. I left Eritrea in December 25, 2004 to Ethiopia. Then I first sought asylum in Ethiopia at Shmalba refugee camp, and I was there for about 3 years. Then in the middle of February 2007, I continued my journey, which is a very risky journey, to Sudan. After being 1.5 years in Sudan, again I had another harrowing and perilous journey to Libya. Then when we arrived Libya, soon later the government of Libya and Italy, they decide or they reach an agreement to block the sea at the cost of $5.5 billion. And there was no any way that we can reach Europe. Then I paved my way to Israel through Egypt, or Sinai, Egypt, by hiring a human trafficker that at least brought me to the barbed fence on the border with Israel. After being 6.5 years in Africa, the last choice that I have is to stay in Israel. I was not able to live like normal person in a very close countries with Eritrea because the espionage activities or the infiltration of the Eritrean spy to Ethiopia and Sudan is almost common every day.
You describe a journey that is so harrowing, so many legs of that journey where you put your life at risk. At what point did you decide that it was worth the risk to leave your country?
From Eritrea to Ethiopia, because there is a shoot to kill policy in my country. Once someone is trying to cross the border with Ethiopia, then the Eritrean border security, they have got a green light from the current dictatorial leadership back home to kill the people who are trying to cross the border with Ethiopia. That was the most dangerous journey since from the beginning of I was in Ethiopia, I told you before, different African countries. That was the most dangerous thing in my life.
Just briefly, do you expect to ever be able to go back home?
I am always optimistic. No matter how long it will take, but we will be back home soon. We have been doing our best at least to bring all our people together from different countries in Europe, America, Canada, and in the Middle East, especially in Israel. How at least we can harmonize our difference, to stand together and to fight against our cause. What are the significant incidents that cause us to seek protection outside of our countries?
Haile, thanks very much for sharing your story. An important reminder of what people are leaving, asylum seekers, refugees around the world are leaving in a year when displaced people are the highest in history, really. Thanks very much, Haile, for being here.